Can we talk about the few things that are supposed to be discussed during courtship? Because it has come to me as a question severally. They will ask me, what are we supposed to talk about during courtship? And I always say, courtship time is not a time you go for kissing and pecking and necking. Let's look at these few points. It is a time for you to look at your communication and openness level. You need to use that period to build this bond between the both of you, how you're going to communicate, how you're going to flow with each other. And then you build spirituality and your belief. What are your spiritualities? What do you worship? Where do you worship? What are your beliefs? Your do's and don'ts? Then you use it to look at your family background. Where are you coming from? Where am I coming from? How was it with your father and your mother? How were their relationship? How do you relate with your siblings? These are things you look at. Then the next one is, how is your life goals? What are the things you have in your vision? What are the things you have in anticipation you want to fulfill? You need to look at these things. Then you look at the financial views. And this is very crucial because this is the time you tell your spouse, your partner, or your fiancé, your fiancée, this is how we're going to run our home. You're going to do this, I'm going to do that. You know, there are traditional ways families are supposed to be set. You know, if you're going to work with the traditional ways or the conventional ways, or you're going to orient your own ways to run your financial aspects of your life, it is important. Then the children and the parenting, how are we going to have our children? How many children are we going to have? How are we going to raise them? The principles we're going to put on the ground for them to follow. Then you talk about your past experiences. Some persons will say, I don't need to know what you have been through in the past, but it will come looking at you on the face someday. So you talk about them. Then you talk about how you catch your phone, your leisure time, your recreational activities, if you're going to go for vacations, you talk about them. Then you talk about your expectations. What do you expect from me as your fiancé, as your fiancé, or as your husband to be, as your wife to be? What do you expect from me? You talk about these things, incorporate it, and then your household expectations. These are important. You know why these are important? If you don't do it on time, a time will come when you ask yourself, how did I get here? How did I come to marry somebody like you? How did I come to marry you without putting some boundaries, without putting some rules and regulations that will guide us? Don't just jump into I love you, I can't live without you, the butterfly in my tummy. There are times this butterfly will no longer be existing. So please put things on the ground, put structures, foundation. They are important. When you follow these few steps, you're good to go and your relationship will be smiling. Remember, I am Blessing Vera, the relationship coach.